Yeah, I think we are live. I'll send out a notification.
Yeah.
Hello, students. Welcome to the session on CA Foundation May 22 strategy. I have with me Aslesha, and we will be taking your queries and we'll be guiding you on how to approach for CA Foundation. I hope all of you are doing good. Right, you can start. You can let us know how are you feeling, and you can type in your questions in the chat box, and we'll start off once few students join in. Yeah. Hello, Aarti. Hope you are doing well. Hello, everyone. To hear us clearly, you can just drop in a message in the chat box. Yeah, I think we have around 20 students who have joined in already. Good afternoon, everyone. So the idea of having this YouTube live session is to help you plan well for May examination. I hope all of you are able to hear us. If yes, you can just put in the chat box. And it is both for first timers as well as who have returned the December 21 examination and who could not unfortunately clear. Hi Lachip, Narayana, hi Samriti, hi Abhiram. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Right, so let's start off. I think we have around 30. Hi Karnan, we have 30 students with us already. So hi Ramesh, hi Jivita. Right. Hi Bismatu. So now, as we look at May 22 examination, which would start around, I think, 22nd of May, if I'm not wrong. Hi Sugam. So we have exactly 3 months in our hands to prepare, right? So this is both for first timers as well as people who have written their December 21 examination. The time available is 3 months, and there could be a challenge for some of you. You would be hi Kritika, hi Purvi. Yeah, hi Kanan. She's Aslesha. She takes law with us for foundation. Hi Khalid. So the thing that is common for each one of you, whether you are writing for the first time or you are writing it for the second time, and we have 3 months in hand. That gives us about roughly 90 days, right? Then there would be an intervening thing of your degree examination coming in between. Okay, somewhere around maybe March, April, depending on which university are you attending and all of that. You might have exams also. So when you prepare for the examination, you have to plan accordingly. So when you prepare your plan, you have to factor in that hi Rahul, hi Balachandar. You should factor in that there would be at least 10 to 15 days of break. Either you're writing a 12th examination or you're writing some examination. That is one thing you should clearly factor in your overall plan. Okay, so accordingly, from your overall plan, you reduce those many number of days and plan for your examination. Then, based on our experiences with the students and all, one thing which a lot of students don't do. Okay, so why I'm saying why students don't do, because our intention here is to crack the examination. So what a lot of students don't do is they do not write or practice sufficient number of mocks. So what happens is the thing that goes on behind the mind is we are writing anyways our BCom examination, 12th examination, we know how to write the exams. But please note that the examination at CA foundation level requires different level of approach. So it is very, very important for all of you to have that examination practice, and for which you should be writing your mock examination. So do ensure that you have your mock exam schedule ready. You attempt at least one or two is minimum that you should be writing for each of the subjects. Okay, that is one thing which I would want to highlight it straight away, because see, normal preparation and all of you know how to do it. So these are the things what students don't do. Okay, they don't look at past exam questions, don't look at what is the weightage of different or what kind of questions are being asked. Just by looking at the question or answers, just by reading the past exam papers, you would not be able to have clarity as to how the questions would come up in the examination. So this is one thing I want to highlight it upfront, straight away. Right. I know all of you will be, preparing a schedule. You might be using the scheduler we have on our app. That is perfectly fine. We'll come down to each of the subject in some time. In the meanwhile, Aslesha, if you have something to share, and then, we'll take questions from the students also.
Thank you, Suraj. So, hello everyone. I hope all of you are doing very well. Now, talking about preparation for May 22 examination, just a few steps which you should be following right now. The first thing is that make a timetable. That is very important. Give time to each and every subject, allot your time, and making a timetable is the first step. But when you are making your timetable, also set daily and weekly targets for different subjects as to how much portion are you going to complete of a particular subject on a particular day. So make a timetable with daily and weekly targets. That is one very important thing. And apart from it, only studying will not help. You will also have to revise and also recollect what you've studied. So what we've seen usually is that you only keep studying and not practicing. So practicing is one thing which you should be doing. Only looking at the sums for accountancy or reading the provision again and again is not going to help. You'll have to do writing practice, especially for your paper 1 and paper 2, where you have to solve the questions and write the answers for the subject law. So it is very important that you start practicing. Apart from making a timetable and practicing, one more thing which you should be doing right now is focusing on the concepts. Understand the concepts and you will be able to write your answers in a very good manner. So understanding of concepts is something which is very important and which is something you should be doing. And apart from that, as Suraj has already mentioned, practice mock test, give mock test. It will help you analyze as to how much you have actually understood, and also in what position you are right now. And when we say practice or give mock test, we mean that you give yourself that time restriction of examination and then solve the mock test paper. Do not only see the question and give your answers. So that is something which I would say. And apart from that, overlearning is also dangerous. So do not overlearn things, try and understand things. So that's it from my side right now. Over to you, Suraj.
Yeah, thanks, Aslesha. I think the last part on overlearning is very relevant, especially for students at foundation level, because, please understand whether we are at foundation, inter or final. Right now, our objective is not to do a PhD. You should understand the concepts. You should ask doubts. We are not saying don't ask doubts, but, we have seen some students like, for every small thing going into too much of depth, trying to master everything, then you'll accumulate so much in your head that while writing in the examination, you yourself will get confused. So at foundation level, the level that is expected is not an advanced knowledge. Okay, so please, prepare accordingly. And it is okay if you are not able to, recollect something. It is okay if you have not understood the depth of something. That is perfectly fine, because you're not expected to be an expert at foundation level. So what is the level expected from you? Accordingly you should be preparing for an examination. This is the advice we give to other students also. In fact, we also did it the same way. Right now, because we have to teach and we have to handle student queries and we have to apply it in our day-to-day life, we start going into details, right? But apart from that, that's I think a very good point by Aslesha, especially in case of law, because there would be interpretation, there would be case laws, there would be detailed, different courts give. So I don't know how much of you know this. For similar case, for similar circumstances, different high courts have given different judgments. So if you are in Maharashtra, that high court in Maharashtra has, Mumbai High Court has given a different judgment. If you are in, let us say, in Chennai, the Madras High Court has given a different judgment, and for the same circumstances. So once you reach inter or final, you will get across cases where for the same, same provision, the judges have interpreted differently. So who are we? We are just, students just started learning the subject. So, that is, I think, a very nice point. So just to run you through broadly the subjects. So you have paper 1, accounting. Then you have paper 2, which is your business law and business communication and reporting. Then we have your mathematics. How many of you, by the way, don't like mathematics or don't enjoy mathematics? Like, why should we learn mathematics? How many of you are there? If you can just raise your hand or put it in the chat box. Nothing to be, shy about it. It is perfectly fine. Then we have lastly BCK and business economics. Anyone who feels that, mathematics, why did they keep this subject in our syllabus? Why we need to learn derivatives, integration, and all of those things? Anybody? Feel free. Okay, so let us see if somebody responds. Yeah, Aarti said yes. Okay, it's okay. It's perfectly fine. So see, the only way to understand mathematics or handle this is to start loving the subject. Now you may feel, sir, we don't like the subject. You're asking us to love the subject, but that is how you have to approach it, because mathematics, I know a lot of concepts that you learn, you will not be applying at inter and final, but some of the concepts like your present value computation, annuity factors, some aspects of basic derivatives, right? All of these things would be relevant when at inter and final level. So to that extent, you should have knowledge. Okay. So Balachandra says, obviously me. Vishnu says, no, you like it. Okay. Somebody says somebody says not like it. Perfectly fine. I'll take up the questions towards the end. Okay. So we have 4 subjects. Now, one thing all of you should have in mind is, out of these 4 subjects, choose that 1 or 2 subject which will help you score that aggregate of 50%. Because I cannot score 40 in all the subjects and pass. I need to score an aggregate of 200, right? Now, if I have to score an aggregate of 200, at least 1 or 2 subject, whichever is your favorite subject. It need not be accounts, it need not be, law, it can be any subject. Generally, what I would suggest where you can score good marks is accounting, obviously. People who like mathematics, you can score good in maths. Paper 4, people, you might be thinking, it is a slightly boring, dull kind of subject, but paper 4 also can be scoring because it is objective. Okay, why am I saying law? Law because you have to write a lot. Aslesha, I don't think, don't mind for that, but law, it is generally difficult to score. Okay, I scored maximum marks in my all CA levels was 60. Okay, so in CA inter some 53 and CA final some 60. Law is generally difficult to score unless you can remember things, you can write things, you can write the perfect answers. It is very difficult. So you have to choose 1 or 2 subjects who will be your star performers, where you will put extra effort to score those extra marks, so that aggregate should not be a problem. So, in the recently concluded examination, felt very bad. Some of our students were stuck up at 195, 198. It feels very bad because they could not score that extra marks in, one of those subjects. So that is one thing which you can keep in mind. Right? So that is one thing you have to keep in mind. Accounting, practice as much as law, read, revise, and please note, with law you have BCR. BCR can be straightforward, because some of the questions that are asked are direct meanings and writing notes, preci writing. Those are highly scoring. Mathematics, again, practice, and you would be happy to know that we have all the study material question and answers solved, given to our students as a part of the course. Some of them are solved in the lectures, and we have a PDF containing solution of all the questions given at the which is available at the back of the study material. All the questions are solved. You can refer to that in doubt. Practice is the key. BCK and business economics, understand the concepts, because there is a limited part what they can ask from BCK and business economics. So the most key thing there is understanding the concept and practicing as much as MCQs as possible. Aslesha, if you want to add something for business law specifically, because I think students are introduced to this subject for the first time, they would not have learned it at their +2 levels. So if you can add specific things related to business law, that would help the students.
Yeah. So with regard to law, as Suraj has already mentioned, read, revise. But I would like to add one more point to this: read, revise, and write. Writing is something which we've heard from several students that we face problem in writing answers in law exam. And that is because this is the very first time you're reading the subject, and most of the students, they are under the pressure, how will I remember the section number, or how will I be able to write the provision? So please understand, you don't have to replicate everything, whatever has been mentioned. You can write it in your own words, but yes, there are some keywords which you should be using when writing your answer. So those things become important, and you will be able to write proper answers only when you do a lot of writing practice. So I would just suggest that revising is the key, but writing will also help you score good marks for this subject law. So take a question, write it in your own words, and then you can also have a look at the suggested answers which is being given, which will give you an insight as to what was your answer and what is the answer which is expected from you. So for that, you will also have to improve your vocabulary, and which will happen over a period of time once you start practicing. So writing practice is something which I would add on.
Sure. Thanks, Ashlesha. So let me take up the questions from the students. Thank you, ma'am. Your viewers are top notch. Thank you, Lachina Rana. This is for Ashlesha. Then Karnan says it's going good for law. Good. Sir, can you please keep weekly exam tests so that we can improve our marks? So you would be happy to know that we would be launching 3 mock tests that are available as a part of the course. You can attempt mock test and get feedback on that what we are giving. Now, apart from this, if you want to practice more, see, there is no limit of how many mock tests you can write. So if you feel that you want to practice more, the best way to practice, you can take any past exam paper from ICAI, attempt them in the examination environment, compare the answers with suggested answers. That is one trick which will help you not only at foundation level, at inter level, and also at final level. Okay, so that is one thing which even I had personally done, and that had helped me a lot to improve my concept. Now, see, one more reason is why you should take up mock test or write mock test for a full subject is, what generally our feeling is when we are preparing or when we are learning the subject, we always feel that institute will ask the toughest question which is possible from that chapter. That is our mentality. So when we prepare, right, we'll look at the chapter and we'll see, okay, this is the difficult question. Institute will ask this question. Like this, in every chapter, we'll take that most difficult question and we'll start getting that fear. How will I answer if I get all the difficult questions? How will I answer if I don't get time? Well, if you look at a past exam paper, you'll realize that, and it's a challenge. It's an open challenge. I've written my exams way back in 2005-6. I've been with the institute in setting papers, correcting papers, all of those things. Any question paper you take, I can give you a guarantee. If you're prepared decently well, about 50 to 60% of the question paper you can manage easily. So if I just give an example, accounting, those true and false question, those questions related to final accounts, those questions related to calculation of average due date, those are all simple, straightforward questions where you can score out of out. Okay. Similarly, you take law paper. Even in not all the case studies will be difficult, or not all the questions will be difficult. There will be some case studies which is standard questions. Every time, similar kind of questions. Every second attempt, you'll get the same question or similar question. So unless you look at the past exam papers, you will not be able to know how much can you attempt easily. So I'll tell you 50 to 60% can be easily done. Remaining 20 to 30% will have slightly higher difficulty, and balance will be more difficult. Okay. So where will you get the question papers? Right from 2018, from when the first examination was held, we have all the question papers and their suggested answers uploaded on our website under free resources. You can access them, download them, and you can practice them, right? So that is also an important aspect for mock test and practicing. Then there is a thing by Sugam, please do weekly session by faculty of respective subjects. So when you say weekly sessions, if you are looking at doubt clearing and all, it may not be weekly, but it will happen periodically as we approach closer to the examinations. The exams are 3 months away. So today was a session where we wanted to tell you the strategy. Like this, we'll have some sessions where you can take up your doubt for a specific subject and you can ask question. We'll let you know when that is planned. Okay. Please start some offline classes for conducting exams only. So this facility right now, I don't think it is possible for us. If you want to write offline exams, maybe you can check with your local ICAI branch. They also conduct offline mock exams. You can enroll there. You can pay that nominal fees, 50, 100 rupees, whatever they charge. And you can write exams there. You can contact your local ICAI branch. They would definitely be conducting some form of mock test papers. Then crash course for May 22. Now, when you say crash course, the revision for economics and law is already available. BCK is anywhere 12-hour content. So there is nothing to do a crash course in that 12 to 13 hours content, right? Because BCK and business economics, it is more of you practicing MCQs, and all the MCQs are available on the app, right? Then mathematics is also, we have provided, the solutions to all. It is more about your practice. We will try to conduct, we have all past exams, MTPs and all, which we are done. We will see if something can be done here. And for accounting for specific subject, before specific tough topics, we do conduct sessions just before the examination. We'll let you know on that. Then, so okay, marathon. Sugam says you have to conduct marathon. So this, let me tell you, my point of view. A lot of students keep on asking marathon. Marathon is what? Marathon is someone who is coming on the screen and reading out, or who is trying to brush you through the topics, which will happen. So as I told you, for economics and law, revision sessions are already available. For other subjects, we do keep on conducting from time to time basis. So ultimately, in the examination, unless you have the thing of your own conceptual understanding and what are the notes that you have prepared, that is what will be useful to you a day before the examination. So what you should do is, whenever you are preparing for a particular class, any difficult or complex topic you come across, you please make a note of it. That will be equivalent to having a marathon session, or that in itself for you will be helpful before the examination. Because for 200-300 students, we cannot have same pace of learning at the same time in a marathon session, right? So yes, there are institutes who keep on doing marathon sessions and all, they are doing it, but the right way to learn is once you have learned it conceptually, you have your own notes in hand, handwritten notes plus material plus our notes. That should be sufficient for you to attempt the examination. Yes, definitely for specific topics, tricky topics, we do come up with like in accounting also, if you go back and see, for consignment, for things around special transactions, for final accounts related, we do conduct time to time revision sessions before examination. That will definitely be available. Right. So Ashwin says, should I prepare my own returns, own handwritten notes, or IEL notes is enough? See, IEL notes are sufficient for an examination. But if you start preparing or writing your own notes, you will get a writing practice. As Aslesha rightly said, you will get to practice it as you prepare. So it is important that you get this writing habit alongside listening to the lectures. Okay, then Vishnu says, ma'am, I'm a big fan of yours for Aslesha. Then prepare chapter-wise test for descriptive papers. Now again, see, chapter-wise test means you want to write or you want to. The best chapter-wise test is the practice question given at the end of the study material. Okay, you can practice them and check the answers. And if say time and again we are saying that if you have doubts related to any topic, any concept, ask us and we will be there to respond to you. As I told you, we will conduct 3 tests. 3 tests that will be uploaded in the next week. You'll get the notification and you can start writing them. There is nothing called a repeater batch. It is a pure online recorded class. Free mock test papers are free with the course. You don't need to buy. Suggested answer for December 21, you should get by end of the month. Then please solve recent RTPs from faculties. All RTPs are outdated. So I don't mean what do you mean by outdated. Accounting never gets outdated. Okay. If there is anything tricky, which are, as I told you, if you are not able to solve it, please reach out to us. See, let me tell you, this is a professional course, which is very different from your 10+2 or a degree course. Okay. We don't want you to get into the habit of spoon feeding, because at a later stage, at inter level and at a final level, and also when you are working, it will become difficult, because you as chartered accountants, when you become chartered accountants in the future, you are expected to get solutions. You are expected to go out and search, understand, and solutions to the businesses. Okay, you are different from normal accountant. So get into the habit of taking an initiative. Then when you are stuck somewhere, we are definitely there to help you. Okay, so Aslesha, there is a question for you. You want, we have Harshita, she's practicing law. but she wants improvements and she wants some guidance. Maybe if she can write a test and if she can send it to you, can you, maybe respond to her?
Yeah, no, she can upload her answer paper on forums, so we can have a look at it there.
Okay. MCQs are there in the app. You can practice it. Is it enough to crack the law and economics from revision lectures? See, just by watching revision lectures, it is difficult to crack the examination. Thank you, Aarti, for your feedback. Thanks, Aarti, for your feedback. BCR, I'm getting fear what to do. Now, BCR is something to do with your language skills and your communication and reporting skills. One is whatever is given in the material, that is one way. The second thing to get over BCR fear is start reading quality English newspapers. That will help you improve your vocabulary and understanding things. And gradually, once you start reading and understanding, the fear of English language would get over. Apart from that, if you have any specific chapter where you are having fear or something like that, you can definitely ask us at our forums, and we can help you on that. Order of revision should be based on what you think is the priority. So generally, the difficult subjects will need more revisions than the subjects which are easier. Okay. See, we are online platform. We offline is, some students prefer offline, some students prefer online. Okay, it is purely your choice, and online gives you the flexibility. Offline has a better, it gives you the. So it is your choice. I can't really say which is best. People are doing good in online also. People are doing good in offline as well. How to reach for your doubts? For all the students who are attending this, you can ask doubts at our forum, and we try to answer whether wherever we have queries, and if you are asking questions. We have more than 50,000 interaction on our forums, and you can do it. Then Aslesha, there is one question on how to understand and remember section, whether to remember section or not. If you can share your thoughts on that.
Okay, so basically, this is something which is very often asked as to how to understand and remember. So the main thing here is, if you would have seen the videos carefully, we've used basic examples to make you understand as to what does the provision actually want to say. So once you've understood that, don't remember the example, but yes, do remember what did the example want to say you, what we intended to teach with the help of that example. That will help you remember the provisions. And also sometimes what happens is you remember the example, and that example will help you recollect what was the provision. So do not just focus on the example, but also focus on what is the concept we are trying to teach you with the help of those examples. And about the section numbers, this is something which is very often asked to us as to, do we have to remember the section numbers or not? Do we have to quote the section numbers in our examination? So on that, I would just say, if you remember the correct section number, please quote it. Do write the section number, but if you're not sure about the section number, do not refrain from writing it. Do not write a wrong section number. And if you want to remember all the section numbers, so I would just give one suggestion here, and that is make a list of the sections, section numbers as in when you are studying, and go through that list of section numbers on a frequent basis. So it will help you recollect those section numbers. So this is for the section numbers.
Okay, thanks. Then thanks, Arshita. So Arshita is a big fan of Aslesha. Examples are good; they're able to retain. Then Shruti Sagar, thanks, Shruti Sagar. It is again honor to get it there. Now, okay, so there are a few questions on. First, I'll take up how to plan. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just take you through my, through our web, where I'll tell you how to plan. How to, there is a scheduler available. You can actually schedule your classes and, complete those classes as per the schedule. Then there is an option to download the resources and all. I'll just take you through that. Just take me a couple of minutes. Okay, so. Right, so I hope you are able to see this, right? So once you log into a website, right, there is something called forums. Now here is a forum where students ask questions. There are, as I told you, you can see 959 number here. There are 50,000 interactions. so far with us. Okay. So forums is where, you can just see, as I'm grouped as CA final. I can check all, right? I can check all the forums for a specific topic. So it is easier. See, students come up and say Telegram group and this and that. In Telegram group, your question is lost. But here, you clearly know in accountancy what is the topic, in auditing what are the going on, right? All topics, you can just click on all topics and see accountancy, what is happening. It will show you the topic specific to your attempt or specific to your level, right? So that is one thing which is, where you can ask questions. You can attach a PDF file, you can attach a photo of, your doubt, you can type in your question, anything can be done. That is one. Then second thing that is, what all of you should get into a habit is to build a timetable. Now here we have this thing called study planner. You can create a study planner and it'll tell you, today I have to complete accounting standard 10 between 6 to 9. Between 10 to 1 o'clock, I have to attend this, incorporation of company matters, then material cost. So like this, it is automatic. You don't have to create it manually. You can shift these blocks manually if you want, but you can create this study planner automatically, right? So this is how, and once you have completed something and just say, okay, today is Saturday, right? I've completed ASN, for example. So it shows completed. Then it will show me what is my progress today and all of that. Then I can add a module, add a subject, delete subjects, delete the planner and create a planner. I can fill open slots towards the end. So this actually helps keep a track of how you should be preparing. So that is another thing. Then a lot of you have this doubt as to where do we get past exam questions and all, because institute, they remove they only give us 3 to 4 previous year attempt question papers. So what you can do is, you can go to your dashboard again, and you can click on free resources. You can see this here. Click on free resources and you have the CA RTPs, MTPs, CA foundation. And for each subject, you have mock test, question papers, RTPs, and suggested answers. So suggested answers available since 2018, there, 19, 20, 25, everything is here. You can just download them and you can, practice this. Okay. Then apart from that, you have MCQs to practice. So because I've chosen as a final student, I get final MCQs. You will get MCQs for your respective. So just open them and then you can just practice. And then you can. Same features are available on app as well. So that is from just to show you how we can plan and all of that. Now coming back to the questions, is there any need to do scanner? You can do. Even if you finish up, question papers from 2018 till today, whatever has been there, that is, question papers and RTPs is sufficient, right? Then on paper presentation, we also have a video. You can search on our YouTube channel. Theory weightage. See, these kind of questions, you can get the answers by looking at the past exam paper. Now, theory weightage, generally, the true and false and a couple of short notes questions are asked. So that is the part related to theory questions in accounts. Ashlesha, there is a question for you: how to write answers in law indirect questions. So I don't know what is the meaning of indirect. I think is a case study based question. You can answer that. Yeah.
So for a case study based questions, what we generally say is first understand the question. What is the question asking you? And then after that, there are 3 bits in which you will divide your answer. The first is you will first write what is the case which that is the provision which you're using to give your answer. So after you've written the provision, give a brief analysis of the case and then finally write your conclusion. So case study based questions, we have divided the answering technique to it into 3 parts. First the provision, then a brief analysis, and then finally your conclusion. So that is how you will have to write the answer to a case study based question.
Okay, right. So I think that is answered. Then edit option in forums tab. Okay, so edit option right now only we also can't edit the question. We can only edit our answers. Okay, and see, there is no problem, right? If you are typing the question and by the time you type the question and post, you got the answer, it's okay. There is no need to feel bad. You can just reply saying I got the answer. That's it. Because see, the ultimate objective is what you should learn. Okay, even if there is a typo error or something like that, there is no one who will come and who will scold you or will say, oh, why did you write a wrong spelling? Nothing. There is no harm. In fact, sometimes it happens that even we may not be able to provide a proper answer, or sometimes we type mistakes. When we are typing, we make spelling mistakes and all. So that is there. I think that is a smaller thing. You should be worried about that. Okay. More important is you ask questions and get the answers, or you help other students get the answers. That is what is more important. Okay. Then is there a need to purchase scanner? So the notes provided by us, ICI study material, and what I showed you, right? RTPs, MTPs, and past exam papers. That is enough at foundation level. As I told you, we are not doing PhD. Please keep this in mind. You can do PhD after you finish a CA final. Okay. But right now, there is a limit to which you should be going. You should not be overburdening yourself. How to manage all videos to watch per day? Now I just showed you the scheduler. You can use that to manage. No, so as I told you, Ashwin, it's okay. A spelling mistake, or if you've got the answer, that is what we want. See, you should get answer. That is what is the intention. You go get it by yourself, or we give the answers, or some other student give the answer. No, what is important is you should get the answer, and you should be able to pass in the examination. Hard copies of the study material. See, right now there is no specific plan. We are discussing and deliberating that as to how do we manage the volumes that we have. Definitely, if they we'd be happy to provide it, but right now we don't have. Those of you who want hard copies can take the PDF and get it printed. PDF is on the website, and along with the course you can print them. That should be a hard copy for you. Okay. Okay, so Ashlesha, there is a question on how to score good marks in law. What should be the strategy?
So how to score? So like we've already mentioned, study, revise, and practice. See, all this to score good marks, one major factor here is that you should be very good with your concepts. And first and foremost, very important thing is that you should first understand the question. One thing which we've noticed very often is that students, they don't understand the question, and you just read the first line of the question and jump upon the answer without reading what is actually required from the question. So I would just suggest that whenever solving a question paper, read the questions properly, rather read the requirement of the question properly, and then give your answer. And you will be able to do that only with practice, constant revision, constant writing practice. When we say revise and practice, it is not only reading the same thing again and again, but rather writing everything and understanding things. And also, like we've already mentioned, no over learning shall be done. Rather, spend the extra time which you have on looking at different types of questions which are asked in the exams, because you get both direct questions and indirect. Direct questions wherein you directly have to give answer, no case study based questions. So those questions are easier to answer. But when we talk of case study based question, therein you will have to apply a provision and then answer. So you should be very sure about which provision you will apply for a particular question, and that will happen only with practice over a period of time. So that's what you can do to score good in law.
One more question related to that. Is there any technique to remember the pointer answers? Like, answers have to be written point wise. Yeah. So how is there any technique that you could suggest to
about writing answers? So I would just suggest for direct questions wherein the question is the direct one and you have to give answers. So it is good. It is good if you can write the answer point wise. Say the question is, what are the essential elements of a contract? So you can write all the points as to agreement, capacity to contract, etc. So you can write this answer point wise. Or there may be some questions which are very case study based questions, like I've already mentioned. It has to be a paragraph type of answer wherein first you're writing the provision, then the analysis, and then your conclusion. So that's how you write the answers.
And I think the question is how to remember actually.
Okay, how to remember. So remembering will happen only with constant practice and constant revision. Or yes, if you have a habit of making some mnemonics and remembering it, so you can do it for yourself as well, if that helps you. Or for section numbers, like, yeah.
So Vairaj, okay, so now coming to addressing specific questions, students who have unfortunately not able to clear December 21 exams. So we have one student who scored 224. See, now the aggregate is cleared with 224. The scores are more than 50%, but in law just got 39. So what I suggest is, for students who have not been able to clear the December 21 examination, one thing that you should do is for paper 1 and paper 2, please get your certified copies. That will help you understand what did you write and what was the marks you scored. Like for us to understand, you got 39 in law. Okay. Now 39 in law, what was the reason? For us to identify that reason, you please get the certified copies of your answer book. Once you get the certified, you can send it across to us. The rest faculties will have a look at it and they will give you pointed feedback as to why you were not able to score, or why did you not get the full marks, and what can you do to score a better marks. Okay, that is the first thing, right? So okay, so again, I think it's a very sad thing. I don't know what can I say here, but see, 270 and just getting 39 in law. I think you should definitely go for certified copies. And if you want, you can reach out to support once. We'll try to look at your answers and we can do. And if you want to apply under RTI route, you can apply through the RTI route, because see, scoring 270 and not passing because you scored 39 in law is unfortunate. And I know I'm really feeling sad about this, that after putting so much of effort, you are not able to, get the passing marks, because 270 is a very good score. Let me tell you, 270 out of 400 is a very, very, very good score, which means you have it in you to clear the examination. Just that we need to solve the problem what you're facing in law paper. So you can get the certified copies using the RTI option also, right? If you don't see, if your FR scores are good, you do not bother about that. You just get the law certified copies, and we can evaluate that and we can guide you specifically on that, on how to reach out to how to further. Certified copies are the past exam papers. No, not past exam. Sorry, certified copies are the copies of students what the institute provides after the examination. You can apply for your own copy of answer and you can evaluate. Now, how does an extraordinary paper look like? It's a very valid question, and let me tell you, if you go to our website under, let me just guide you through that. If you go to free resources, under free resources, this is for everyone. Under free resources, we have this section called AIR1 answer sheets for CA Inter. Okay. Now, that answer sheet will show you what kind of answers you should be writing. What kind of answers should you be writing? That is something which you can evaluate by, which you can see, and you can figure out what kind of answers should be written in the examination to score. Again, this is for all the students who have written their December 21 examination, who are not happy with the marks, or who felt that I could have scored more, and you did not clear the examination. Please get the certified copies of paper 1 and paper 2. When you apply for certified copies, if there are any inconsistency in marks, that will be rectified. But on top of it, you will get to know as to what kind of answers you should be writing, or why you did not score the marks. Once you get the certified copies, you please reach out to us at support. We will help you understand where are you lacking. And Vairaj, please reach out to us on support. We'd like to have a conversation with you and see what can be done. Yeah. So Sairam, for you also, 39 marks in accounts means we should be able to identify why did 39. For that, we need to check your answer book. Yeah, this is for CA Foundation. If you have already attempted the examination, not cleared for whatever reasons, I'm again repeating for the benefit of the students, please get your certified copies for paper 1 and paper 2. Let us evaluate the certified copies and see where did we miss? Why did not we get the score that we expected? Right? So this is, if you have any further questions, can please pass on. Otherwise, we'll conclude the session. Thanks for taking your time out and having this discussion. I think we helped you understand how to approach the subject specific thing, and for each subject you should have a strategy. For certified copies, if through the RTI route, it is 10 rupees per paper, and if you go through the normal route, I think it is about 500 rupees per paper. Please, again, just to recap, write mocks, refer to past exam papers, then your RTPs, past RTPs. So, okay, those of you who want to see, RTI, there is a video which I have created. I'll just share that with you. Just give me a moment. This is I'm just sharing you a video link. You can have a look at this, and you can apply for it. And under iciexam.ici.org also you'll be able to apply for certified copies. Okay, so you can go either way. Right. So just to summarize, keep on writing mocks, past exam papers, RTPs, practice MCQs, practice. That is the only way. Okay. Online live classes, no. Right now there is no plan. Yes, for few specific topics, we would be coming time to time to have discussions with you. That is definitely there. And get fix one subject as your scoring subject. That will help you to get the scoring marks. Okay. If you have any doubt related to should repeaters see classes once again? Now, this is a very interesting question. You should see now. What is the meaning of seeing classes again? Do I need to watch everything of the content once again? Need not be. See, if you are writing for the second time, it is not necessary for you to go through the classes all over again. You should go through only those concepts or those topics where you are finding difficulty. So you should be having a list for each of the chapter. For example, paper 1 accounting. In paper 1 I don't have any difficulty in average due date. Means I don't need to watch the lecture again. I just can solve the few problems and I'll be done with it. But if I have a problem in consignment, I did not understand few topics, or I did some mistakes in consignment, that part you have to do again. So it depends on person to person. Topics which you already understood, you don't need to go through that again. You just need to practice questions related to that. That will help you. Right? Aslesha, any concluding remarks from your side, and then we can maybe conclude the session.
So I would just say plan well and do not overstress yourself. What we see usually is that even before the exam, people are stressed, they take tension. Yes, stress will be there. There'll be some element of stress, but do not overstress yourself right at the beginning of your preparation. That will hamper your preparation. You will not be able to do things properly. So stay calm, and there should also be some element of EQ. EQ here is entertainment quotient. Not a lot of entertainment quotient, but yes, a little bit of entertainment quotient is required. Like we've already mentioned, you do have to spend a lot of time in studying, but simultaneously there should be something which helps you relax your mind as well. So there should be a balance in your study time and your free time as well. So managing time is something which you should be doing right now.
Okay, so that is, and I think distraction part, what Aslesha mentioned, is very important given the technology age in which we are into, right? So don't get distracted. Have specific time. Okay, every day from this time to this time I'll go on Instagram, or I'll spend time on browsing web or chatting with my friends or playing games, whatever it is. Have specific time. Don't start with suddenly something comes up on WhatsApp. There is a link of Instagram. You click on Instagram and then you keep on scrolling, and suddenly you realize 1 hour is gone. You should not do that way. Have specific time and take your phone and use it for your social media and all only in that specific time period. Okay, don't do this binge watching and continuously keep on scrolling Instagram, keep on swiping up what is trending, all of that thing. We have do it. I'm not saying don't do it, but do it in a moderated manner. Individual chapter purchase option, I will let you know when we announce that. You'll definitely get a thing. Okay. Then you should practice more. Revision plus. How many papers, RTPs, MTPs? At least take last 3 to 4 years, MTPs and RTPs for practice. That way. Okay, Anurag. So that is answer to your thing. Sure. Chalo, thanks a lot for taking time out. Anurag, I think I've already answered your question on how many RTPs and MTPs to be solved. Please don't repeat the same question again and again. Okay. Right. So thanks a lot for joining in. Have a good day. Good luck. And if you have any specific query, please reach out to us on forum. Please reach out to us on support. We'll be happy to help you. Thank you. Thanks for taking time out.
Thank you.
You don't need to do 10-year, Anurag. 10 years is not needed. 3 to 4 years is sufficient. Thank you.